As stated by Professor Stephen Joseph, parental separation or divorce is a common event associated with post-traumatic stress. 29% of boys and 39% of girls who reported that their parents had separated or divorced had high levels of post-traumatic stress. Hello, good morning. My name is Maria Rocha, and today I'll be talking about the impact of parental divorce in childhood on the development of PTSD. My research question is, to what extent does parental divorce during childhood impact the long-term development of PTSD, and what measures can be taken to mitigate its effects? Parental divorce negatively impacts children's childhood and has an effect in the development of PTSD by leading to the erosion of trust, exposure to ongoing conflicts, and feelings of abandonment. According to Michael Galler and Ava Lisa Pomtag, adolescents and adults from dissolved childhood families are also more prone to leave the parental home and form a family early in life, and they run a higher risk of divorce or to separate themselves. One of the primary repercussions of parental divorce is the development of trust issues, as children may struggle to reconcile the breakdown of their parents' relationships with their need for stability and security. This lack of trust can manifest in various aspects of lives, including interpersonal relationships, where individuals might find it challenging to trust others or believe in the endurance of relationships. This is where PTSD comes in the picture, because it shows how certain situations and experiences can trigger the person's traumas, causing them to back away. The stimulus predator-induced fear causes PTSD, like changes in the brains and behaviors of wild animals, provided by College Board, gives a better understanding of what PTSD and how it works. When Zanet states that PTSD is the cost of inheriting an evolutionary primitive mechanism that considers survival more important than the quality of one's life. This connects to the traumatic situations that the child may develop during parental separation by showing how the lack of trust in others can impede them from later in life experiences, like relationships with other people, as a mechanism to protect themselves, even if it means to risk their happiness. That may come from harboring subconscious fears of experiencing rejection or betrayal that may be similar to what they saw in their parents' divorce. Children caught in the crossfire of parental divorce are frequently denied the sanctuary of nurturing and supportive environment essential for healthy psychological development. Instead, they may internalize their parents' conflicts, blaming themselves for the situation, and that can further increase their distress and their vulnerability to post-traumatic disorders. According to Brenda Jones Harden, further neglect, which affects a large population of maltreated infants, can be considered traumatic for infants, given its profound consequences for infant development and its potential impacts on infant safety, security, and survival. Also, children who are put in between their parents' conflicts end up to develop PTSD because they often internalize the conflicts, like I said before, blaming themselves for the discord between their parents, or become hypervigilant, constantly on edge, anticipating the next outburst or confrontation. From the stimulus provided by College Board through the tunnel, Doris Lessons tells the story of an English boy on vacation, and she says, "He floated on the buoyant surface and looked for his mother. There she was, a speck of yellow under an umbrella that looked like a slice of orange peel. He swam back to shore, relieved at being sure she was there, but all at once very lonely." Children may interpret the absence of their parents in this case as a lonely part, leading to pervasive feelings of insecurity, vulnerability, and continued need for support that comes from the parents, as seen in this example. The trauma from abandonment can happen as they struggle to comprehend why one or both parents had chose to leave the house unit. Children may internalize the separation as a reflection of their unworthiness, and they start to self-blame themselves and diminish self-esteem that persists long after the divorce is finalized. According to Goodsell attorney, a parental physical absence from the household may be traumatic for children. The absence of one parent in the household can increase feelings of abandonment, developing PTSD, as children may yearn for the presence and support of both parents, but are left to navigate the emotional fallout of divorce with limited resources and guidance. The solutions that I found to this problem is
Hit slideshow. Look at me.
the solutions that I found to this problem is that parents shouldn't put their kids in the middle. They have to maintain a healthy and consistent relationships with their child. They have to always be honest with their child without harming their mental health. They have to co-parent peacefully, and they have to keep their child's mental health safe and secure and put them in therapy if needed. Some limitations to the solutions are that parents often struggle to have a good relationship with each other after divorce, and they also make the child pick a side, which is very harmful for the child's mental health. This is my work cited. Thank you.
All right, 2 questions for you. First up, how valid and reliable were the sources that you used, and then how do you know they were?
All the sources that I gathered were mostly from professionals, from professors, and they were all like from good colleges, and I got them all from JSTOR, so they're pretty.
Okay. And if you had more time, what additional research would you conduct?
I wanted to find a little bit more research about how parents act due to their child's PTSD, if they actually help or if the child ends up being left alone to deal with their own problems. And with the time that I had, I didn't find much evidence about that, but I thought that would be something that would be very significant.